The evolution of music media. Chances are you sometimes listen to music on the radio. Maybe you've downloaded your favorite songs to your phone, but you also stream the latest music online. And your parents and grandparents probably have some old CDs and vinyl records. These days, we have so many music formats to choose from. How did we get so many choices? Well, ever since the music industry was born, companies have been trying to make it more convenient for people to play their favorite music when and where they choose. Vinyl records were the first medium for commercial music reproduction. This was the most popular music format from the 1950s until the 1990s. The standard kind of vinyl record was the LP. LP stands for 5 long play, as these were the first records that could continuously play 20 minutes or more of music. Of course, no one could carry LPs around and listen to them on the bus or subway. Record players or turntables were too big, so teenagers 25 usually gathered at a friend's house where they listened to records together. In that way, music was a social activity. In the 1970s, Sony began selling a revolutionary device, the Walkman. This portable 6 device allowed music lovers to take their music anywhere and listen to it privately, even in public places. The Walkman played compact audiocassette tapes, which were a new kind of music format. Cassettes lost popularity with the introduction of the compact disc, or CD. CD technology was released in the United States in 1983, but it took until the mid-1990s for this format to dominate the music market. One reason is that CDs and CD players were fairly expensive at first. Also, many people thought vinyl records 35 had a superior sound. In fact, there are still some LP enthusiasts who prefer listening to records. At the start of the 21st century, CDs held the largest portion, 7 of the market. But by 2007, sales of CDs had fallen sharply as people swapped them for the new digital format, MP3. By converting 8 music to MP3 files, users could store several times more music on a CD. But more important was the 1997 invention of the MP3 player, and a few years after that, the smartphone devices 9 that could hold thousands of songs. They allowed users to buy music online, download it, and listen to it immediately. Change didn't stop there, of course. In recent years, online streaming on platforms such as YouTube and Spotify has been replacing downloadable MP3s as the dominant medium in places with reliable internet access. In 2018, YouTube reported that more than 1 billion people streamed music on their app each month. Both YouTube and Spotify now allow users to access ad-free music streaming for a monthly fee, and the popularity of these services is growing fast. No one knows what the future holds for music media, but think about how many new formats have been invented in the past century. We can probably expect another revolutionary new way to listen to music before very long. Supplemental materials. Can musicians still make money? The technology we use to access and listen to music is constantly evolving, and while such changes usually benefit music fans, they don't always help musicians. When the MP3 format became popular, people quickly discovered how to download music without paying for it. Piracy, getting and sharing music illegally, reduces the income that musicians make from their work. Now streaming services are reducing musical artists' profits even further. Consumers can pay a monthly fee for streaming services that allow them to listen to an unlimited amount of music online. As a result, fewer MP3 files are being purchased and downloaded. Internet music services must pay royalties, fees, to record companies in order to play the songs that these companies own. But most of that money is kept by the record companies, and little is left over for the musicians. One songwriter and keyboardist kept track of his royalties from streaming over 3 months. His songs were played more than 14,000 times, but he made only $35.09. Even major stars have similar experiences. Members of the British bands Led Zeppelin and Radiohead have participated in a government investigation of streaming services and their profits. Of course, famous musicians can make a lot of money in other ways, by giving huge concerts, selling their songs for ads, and so on. But new and lesser-known musicians do not have these options. It is easier than ever for young musicians to share their work with the world, but with piracy and streaming, it is getting harder for them to make a living from it.